Poland has extended a €100 million loan to Ukraine to help modernise its energy sector and improve border checkpoints. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko made the announcement late on Wednesday during a joint briefing with his Polish counterpart, Bronislaw Komorowski. I would like to thank Mr. President for the loan in the amount of €100 million that Poland decided to grant. 50 million of that we plan to use for building of border crossings. Speaking of the situation in the east of Ukraine, Poroshenko accused Russian-backed militants of frequently violating a ceasefire agreement brokered in Minsk 2 months ago. Unfortunately, we must admit that Russia and illegal armed groups supported by Russia in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions are constantly violating the Minsk ceasefire agreements. Human rights are also being violated in Crimea, which is occupied by Russia. Of course, we stand for de-escalation of the conflict. Ukraine and Poland have also agreed to hold joint military training. Komorowski announced plans to create a military brigade, which will combine servicemen from Poland, Lithuania and Ukraine. We also support Ukraine in strengthening its security and defence. Polish, Ukrainian, Lithuanian brigades will serve this purpose. Ratification of a respective decision will be taking place within the next weeks. We believe that this brigade will help Ukraine and the Ukrainian army to move closer to NATO standards and to move closer to real interaction with armed forces of Western countries. Poland has been one of the most outspoken critics of Russia's intervention in Ukraine, joining Western partners, NGOs and international journalists in accusing Moscow of supplying militant forces, something the Kremlin still denies. Komorowski also expressed support for Poroshenko's call for UN peacekeepers to be deployed to monitor a ceasefire in East Ukraine. Obviously, it is a difficult path, which will firstly demand the decision of the UN Security Council, which won't be easy. Poland will support such a decision. We assume that a solution exists and is rather based on countries that are not involved in the conflict. Poland will not refrain from participation in such an operation. Russia's ambassador to the UN was also quoted as saying that Poroshenko's proposal put in doubt Ukraine's resolve to fulfill the Minsk agreements.